1 billion live cholera bacteria in a single gulp. Enough to kill a dozen men, swallowed deliberately by a 74-year-old scientist who was absolutely convinced it would do nothing. This is Max von Pettenkofer. And this is the most dangerous experiment ever performed out of sheer spite. Welcome back to the laboratory, my curious test subjects. Today we are talking about scientific ego, intellectual rivalry, and what happens when a brilliant mind decides that the best way to win an argument is to drink something that could literally kill him within hours. Spoiler, he survived. Double spoiler. That did not mean he was right. Let us begin. So what made a respected 74-year-old physician decide to risk his life? Let me introduce you to the players. Max von Pettenkofer was not some random crackpot. He was a German physician, a pioneer in public health, and the man who built Munich's first large-scale clean water system. He saved lives, he was respected, and he had a theory about disease that made perfect sense at the time. Von Pettenkofer believed that illness was multifactorial, meaning you needed several things to go wrong at once for disease to happen. In his view, cholera required 4 conditions: the bacteria itself, certain types of soil that could ferment organic material and release the germ, the right seasonal conditions, and individual susceptibility. Think of it like a perfect storm. All 4 factors had to align. Now enter Robert Koch, the rising star of microbiology, who said, actually, no. Cholera is caused by one thing, the cholera bacterium. Exposure equals disease. End of story. Think of it like 2 scientists arguing on Twitter, except instead of quote tweeting, one of them drinks lethal bacteria. Koch's germ theory was gaining ground fast, and von Pettenkofer was furious. He had spent decades building his model, reviewing 10 cholera outbreaks, mapping the patterns, and now this younger scientist was telling the world that it all came down to a single microbe. In scientific rivalry terms, that means von Pettenkofer was about to do something absolutely insane to prove Koch wrong. Spoiler: drinking cholera is not a normal rebuttal strategy. And what happened when he drank it? In 1892, at age 74, von Pettenkofer obtained a sample of Koch's cholera bacillus. In one account, it came directly from the diarrhea of a man suffering from the disease. 1 milliliter of broth. 1 billion live bacteria. Before drinking it, he swallowed sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, to neutralize his stomach acid. Why? So no one could say his stomach killed the bacteria before they had a chance to infect him. In experimental protocol terms, that means he made absolutely sure the bacteria would survive long enough to infect him. Completely normal scientist behavior. Then he drank it. 1 gulp, 1 billion live cholera bacilli sliding down his throat. And then he waited. The result? Mild diarrhea, no full-blown cholera, no death. Von Pettenkofer declared victory. But here is where it gets even stranger. 2 other scientists, Elie Metchnikoff, who would later win a Nobel Prize, and bacteriologist Rudolf Emmerich, repeated the experiment. Same process, same result. Mild symptoms, no cholera. 3 men drank cholera and lived. In scientific outcome terms, that means he got lucky and mistook luck for proof. Turns out, not dying doesn't mean you were right. Imagine surviving Russian roulette and concluding guns aren't dangerous. Von Pettenkofer was actually onto something real, the idea that host factors matter in infection, what we now call host-microbe relationships. But his experiment proved nothing except that not everyone exposed to cholera gets sick. The bacteria still causes the disease. He was brilliant, courageous, and completely wrong. And that is how one of the smartest men in Germany drank 1 billion cholera bacteria, survived by sheer luck, declared victory, and spent his final years so miserable he shot himself. Being willing to die for your theory doesn't make you right, my curious test subjects. Sometimes it just makes you lucky, wrong, and eventually very, very sad. Science is built on bold experiments, but this one was just ego in a glass. If this story made you question every confident scientist you have ever met, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what experiment you want me to cover next. Stay curious, stay skeptical.